Want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makazar from the Trinidad camp. I want to do a quick edification before I go off to the plantation. Alright, being in this truth, being Jake on the whole from ever since. These nations look down on us. Alright? These nations see us as nothing. Alright? The scriptures say we've been in the lips of talkers. Let me see if I can bring out that real quick. There's Ezekiel 36 verse 3. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathens. You were taken up in the lips of talkers, and are the infamy of the people. Alright? So, these people, they look at us like we are nothing, like dung. Even we own people, talking about when we out there prophesying, they look at us like we are nothing. They do acknowledge us as being men of the Lord. Alright, when we speak of the kingdom to come, they cast the most high words which we speak behind their backs. They count it as nothing. Alright? So I just want to bring out a few scriptures real quick. Just to show that all the vain words are gonna be a shame and a reproach unto them. Alright, this is Matthew chapter 13 verse 31. Another parable he put forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a grain of a mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in the field, which indeed is the least of all the seeds, because right now we like the least of all the seeds. Alright? But we planted. But guess what? We looking way down the road at when we grow, when we germinate and grow into that mustard tree. Guess what? We're gonna be something to admire. Scriptures say all people shall admire them, acknowledge him as the Son of the Most High. Alright? Which indeed is the least of all the seeds, but when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and become it a tree, so that the birds of the air can lodge in the branches thereof. So because the scripture said the kingdom of heaven is within you. Alright, Psalms 110 verse 3 said that people shall be willing in the day of thy power. So they're gonna acknowledge us in that day. They're not acknowledging us right now. Alright? They're not acknowledging us one bit. But in that day they're gonna acknowledge us. Alright? Verse 33. Another parable he spake unto them, the kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal, till the whole was leaven. And we gonna increase. Alright, be that we part of that hopeful elect and we hold fast to this truth, we gonna increase and they gonna decrease. Alright? We gonna become that mustard seed in time to come. But right now they're looking at us as insignificant. Alright? We going out there preaching. They basically look at us and say, what have we to do with thee? Alright? So they do acknowledge us. They do acknowledge the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, to begin with. And they do acknowledge his servants. But in that day, the scripture says the Most High alone, Yahweh Shem Yahushai alone shall be exalted in that day. And the Lord gonna get glory for us. So in that day, we gonna be acknowledged. But we ain't gonna be acknowledged right now. Alright, like Nate realized that. So he trying to get his glory right now, because he don't know he ain't gonna have no part in that kingdom. Alright, Lord gonna destroy Nate. So he trying to get his glory now. Alright, scripture say, why glory as thou hast not received it? He trying to get his glory now. It says 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 11. It says, even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place. So we like vagabonds. Alright, we like vagrants. The word vagrant just mean a wanderer. And labor, working with our hands. Being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. Now, if they acknowledged us as the sons of the Most High, we wouldn't be going through that. But guess what? It was all set up in the spirit that we had to go through that, so that the Lord Yahweh Shai could try us to prove us to be acceptable men, and for also for their shame. Alright? Verse 13, being defamed we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and are the offscoring of all things unto this day. The word offscoring means like a reject, like an outcast. Alright? An outcast. So they look at us as nothing worth to have around. But guess what? When we grow into that mustard tree, guess what? All things can change, and we are about ready to grow into that mustard tree. Alright? We are about ready to grow into that mustard tree. But they don't see it. But the Lord Yahweh shall reveal it unto us. So that is why we have faith and continuing so that we could endure in that glory when that day comes. This is 1 John chapter 3 verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him like as he is. So guess what? We are the sons of the Most High, but it ain't appear unto these people who we are. But in that day, in that instant, in a twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed. When the scripture says, I shall rejoice when I awaken thy likeness. In that day, then they're gonna see. Then they're gonna say, we fools, is this he who we counted as nothing? In that day, they're gonna be ashamed. In that day, confusion gonna take them when they realize that the men who they count as the filth and the offscoring of the earth, that these are the men that the Lord gonna put to rule over the kingdom. In that day, we're gonna be acknowledged. In that day, that mustard tree gonna be glorified. So these are the sons of the Most High. Alright, just like Nate, making all these videos trying to, defame the men of Great Millstone. That ain't doing nothing. They did the same thing. So we glory in that. Alright? Just showing how much of a fool and a simpleton and how unspiritual Nate is. Not understanding the scriptures. Because guess what? That is where we had to suffer. So you helping us suffer. Alright? I'm going to be put to shame for it after. The final precept here. There is Isaiah 26 verse 11. Lord, thy hand is lifted up. They shall not see, and they will not see. Yeah. So right now the Lord had planted that mustard seed. And then realize is the Most High plant this seed. Talking about Great Millstone. Then realize that the Most High plant this seed. But they shall see. At the end they shall see. They shall all see together. So all these scoffers, mockers, and scorners, they're gonna see at the end that the Most High truly and in fact dealing with the men of Great Millstone. Alright? But they shall see and shall be ashamed for their envy at the people. Because really and truly they envy us. They envy us because they realize that we are the ones that the Lord blessed with the fountain of water, fountain of living water, the understanding of the word, the correct breakdowns of the scriptures. Is actually envy. Alright? The fire of thine enemy shall devour them. Alright? So they're gonna be destroyed. Alright? Because they choose not to acknowledge the sons of the Most High. Just like with I believe it's Pilate. Pilate said he knew that the people envied him. Alright? It wasn't that they didn't believe, they envied Yahweh Shai. And it's the same thing right now. It's not that they don't believe that the Lord Yahweh Shai dealing with us. They envy us, beginning with Apostle Taha all the way down. But when beginning with Apostle Taha, we grow into that great mustard tree, be that we part of the hopefully elect. Guess what? They're gonna be put to shame, and all eyes are gonna see and glorify Yahweh Shai in us. Alright? Let me just read one more scripture. It says Matthew chapter 5. Where is it? Matthew chapter 5 verse 14. Ye are the light of the world, and a city that is on a hill cannot be hid. Alright? Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And guess what? In that day, they're going to glorify Yahweh Hashem Yahshai through us. Right now, the Most High being glorified through us because the elect being woken up. And every time an elect being woken up, the angels rejoice and we rejoice. Alright? And that brother that was woken up, rejoice in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai and glorify Yahweh Hashem Yahshai because of the word that was revealed unto him. So in that day, when we go into that mustard tree, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai is going to be glorified in us. So all this is just for the glorification of the Lord. Right? So with that, I want to give our praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the Hope Land Saints say elect. This is Makazar saying Shalom.